Hi and welcome back to Warframe. Today we're going to take a look at the Panthera here. Again, probably still not its name, and I probably still don't care. They did a few decent songs, and that's just when I seen that, that's the first name that popped into my head, so I'm sticking with it. We'll probably find out in time when people bring up videos about it. Anyway, to build this, well, to get this, you've either got to buy it with 225 platinum or build it. To build it, you need to first build the mitre. The mitre you get from killing Krill and Captain Vor on Phobos. They drop the parts for that, so get ready to start farming, because that takes a... You can get lucky. Yeah, there is a few parts. If I remember rightly, the blade's a pain. I do have to go there and fight for the blade, but we'll get there eventually. And then you've got to build the haiku. That's much easier to do. You can actually get the blueprint for that from here, which we'll jump to in a second. And then it's just 600 polymer bundles and an Oracle cell, and that's pretty easy to build. It's the mitre that makes this a bit of a pain to get a hold of. The haiku is pretty easy. It's literally 500 plastids, 5 morphics, 600 rubido, 4000 salvage, and it can be obtained from the marketplace through the blueprints. So you can be building that while farming for the mitre parts, to be honest. There is actually 4 parts to this. I was wrong. There is the barrel, the chassis, the handle, and the blade. As I say, the blade is the part that is a bit of a pain to get a hold of, but well worth getting that, because this weapon does look like it could be pretty good. Once you do manage to get a hold of this, it does look pretty nice. It does come with one polarity, and for the first time in a while, it's not a D, it's a dash. So that's actually pretty handy. Drop a couple V's in here, you could have a pretty decent weapon. But that's pretty much where the similarities end. The mitre does a lot more damage. We're not talking a little bit more, we're talking a lot. But the Panthera is not a charge weapon, it's an automatic weapon, so is actually affected by fire rate, which it seems to be the same on both coming in at 2. Either that or it simply doesn't have one. One of them doesn't have one. But I'm not sure which, because I didn't check on that. The status is pretty much non-existent over the mitre. Oh no, wait, that's the reload speed. The fire rate's down here. So it is affected by fire rate, but as you can see, the mitre's fire rate was pretty non-existent. That's because the mitre's a charge weapon, this isn't. But that, I just can't get over the fact that, come on, 225 damage over 70? This thing is weird. When you aim it, you end up with a spinning blade out there. They've just recently buffed it, so it actually does a lot more damage than it used to do. But apparently, while it's out spinning, if it's not doing damage, it's not supposed to cost ammo, but it clearly is, because it's going down in the bottom right there. And I'm not hitting anything. And now I've got to reload. So that kind of sucks, because beforehand, that didn't cost. That's the alt fire, what you would usually use as aim. So you can't aim this thing, but the range on that is pretty poor, as you can see. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah, a bit more. No, a little bit more. There you go. That's the range. So, yeah. That's definitely good for close range, but in all honesty, it would have been better if it was a little bit longer. That, and it also eats ammo. Now that it's, while spinning it, it now uses ammo constantly. Either that or I've broke something somewhere. But it does do a nice bit of damage now. Beforehand it was a bit weird, because it would do damage, but not a great deal of damage. So you were constantly just having to abandon the alt fire. So I do like the alt fire now. The primary fire, on the other hand, is much better. There you are. Problem is, that costs 5 rounds every time you pull the trigger. It's not shooting 5 rounds, it's just costs 5 rounds every time you shoot it. But, as you can see there, it bounces. We'll just bounce it off there. and it bounces a few times. It doesn't just bounce once, it'll bounce 4 or 5 times, unlike the mitre where I think it bounces once and then next time it touches something it's broke. This one actually has some bounce to it, so you can do trick shots like you can with the glaive and bounce it round corners. It's just I haven't figured out if it's the multi-shot or what, but I haven't managed to fire 2 of them at once yet. So instead of multi-shot, I have got I forgot the name of it now, heavy caliber installed, which mine's not maxed anyway, so that doesn't really matter anyway. And to be honest, that's pretty much it, because it doesn't have a V. It's just serration and split chamber. I would love to put that in here and actually have it work, because having 2 of these things fly around would be cool. If somebody knows whether that'll actually work or not, or whether I was just doing something wrong, I can't believe I hit that there. Let us know in the comments below, but I put it on and it was still only firing 1 round, so that sucked. So the build we ended up going for was basically, god damn it, every time, stop shooting me in the butt. Serration, heavy caliber, and then we dropped in the elemental stuff. We'll put corrosive damage on here. Not that much because we used high voltage, which is one of the event mods, and I can't believe I ran around that wall. Poop. Did not want to do that. I want to get about there and jump. Oh damn. But the old fire will save us. Oh, no, wait, reload. Try again. There we go. Do like the fact it does a bit more damage. So it's basically just, I think it was Stormbringer and Hellfire? No? That's not right. That was, no, that is right. It's not Hellfire either, it's Pathogen rounds. Wow, look at the status effects on me in the top right. I've got slash and the other one, which wore off as I was trying to read it there. So it's not a bad weapon, but I was hoping this thing would be much better than the mitre, but it's kind of left the mitre as a better weapon than this, which seems a bit weird. It's like, well, why does it need to take a weapon and make it worse? Because taking the mitre and making it worse seems a bit, I wouldn't say silly, but it seems a weird way of going around building a weapon. Maybe if it used mitre parts to build rather than the mitre itself, it might have been a little bit better, but the fact it takes the whole mitre, I'm not really sure if this is actually worth building. I mean, it's still a good weapon, that Altfire is really good at close range, but if you're going to close range something, you just use a melee weapon. That's the one thing I can't decide whether this weapon is completely worth it or not, because if you're going to kill something at close range with the ultimate fire, you just use your melee weapon. And the melee weapon does a lot more damage than this thing does anyway. But now I have to run all the way back, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.